Hi there. Welcome back to American Lingo Academy. I'm Luna, and today we're going to learn another 10 common idioms, phrases, and sentences that native English speakers use every single day. These expressions are super useful, and I promise by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what they mean and how to use them naturally in your own conversations. All right, let's get started. Number 1, I'll take the blame. This is a common sentence that means you're accepting responsibility for something bad that happened, even if it might not be completely your fault. When you say this, you're protecting someone else from getting in trouble. For example, imagine you and your coworker both forgot to send an important email to your boss. Your coworker is really nervous about getting fired because she already made some mistakes this month. So you tell your boss, "I'll take the blame for the missing email. It was my responsibility to check that everything was sent." You're being a good friend and protecting your coworker. Here's another one. Let's say your little brother accidentally broke mom's favorite vase while you two were playing catch in the house. He starts crying because he's scared of getting punished. You see how upset he is, so when mom comes home, you say, "Mom, I'll take the blame. I threw the ball too hard and knocked over the vase." You're showing kindness by accepting the consequences instead of your brother. Number 6, tossed and turned. This is a phrase that describes when you can't sleep well at night. You keep moving around in bed, changing positions, flipping from one side to the other because you're worried, uncomfortable, or just can't relax. For example, the night before her big job interview, Sarah tossed and turned all night long. She kept thinking about what questions they might ask, what she should wear, and whether she'd make a good impression. When her alarm went off at 7 a.m., she felt exhausted because she barely slept at all. Here's another one. After watching that scary movie about ghosts last night, Tommy tossed and turned until 3 a.m. Every little sound in the house made him nervous, and he kept imagining shadows moving in his room. His mom found him sleeping on the couch in the morning because he finally gave up trying to sleep in his own bed. Number 3, out of the woodwork. This is an idiom that means people suddenly appear from nowhere, usually when something good happens or when there's an opportunity to gain something. It's like they were hiding and then suddenly show up. For example, when Jennifer won the lottery last month, people came out of the woodwork asking for money. Old high school friends she hadn't talked to in 10 years suddenly started calling her. Even distant relatives she'd never met before showed up at her door with stories about needing help with bills. Here's another one. As soon as the company announced they were hiring 50 new employees with great salaries, applicants came out of the woodwork. The HR department received over 2,000 applications in just 3 days. People who hadn't looked for a job in years suddenly updated their resumes and applied. Number 4, what goes around comes around. This is a proverb that means if you do good things will happen to you, and if you do bad things will happen to you. It's about karma and how your actions come back to you eventually. For example, remember that mean girl from high school who used to make fun of everyone's clothes? Well, what goes around comes around. Now she works at a fashion magazine and her boss constantly criticizes everything she wears. She finally understands how it feels to be judged for her appearance every day. Here's another one. My neighbor always helps elderly people carry their groceries and shovels snow from their driveways in winter without asking for money. Last week, when his car broke down, what goes around comes around. 3 different neighbors offered to drive him to work every day until his car was fixed. And the mechanic gave him a big discount because he remembered how kind my neighbor had been to his mother. Hey! If you're finding these expressions helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We post new videos every single day to help you speak English more naturally. Number 5, I couldn't care less. This is a phrase that means you absolutely don't care about something at all. Zero interest. It's a strong way to show that something is completely unimportant to you. For example, when Lisa's ex-boyfriend started dating someone new just a week after they broke up, her friends were worried about her feelings. But Lisa just shrugged and said, "Honestly, I couldn't care less who he dates. I'm so much happier without him." She had already moved on and his life didn't matter to her anymore. Here's another one. My teenage son thinks I'll be upset that he doesn't want to join the family business. He keeps apologizing and explaining his reasons. But truthfully, I couldn't care less what career he chooses as long as he's happy and can support himself. His happiness is more important than continuing the family tradition. Number 6. Never let your guard down. This is an idiom that means you should always stay alert and careful. Don't become too relaxed or stop paying attention, because that's when bad things can happen. For example, even though Maria has been working at the company for 5 years, she never lets her guard down during meetings. She always prepares thoroughly and takes detailed notes because she knows that one mistake could affect her promotion. Her careful attention to detail has helped her become the youngest manager in the department. Here's another one. When traveling in tourist areas, experienced travelers never let their guard down with their belongings. They keep their backpacks in front of them, use money belts under their clothes, and stay aware of who's around them. My friend learned this lesson the hard way when someone stole his wallet while he was distracted taking photos at the Eiffel Tower. Number 7, you beat me to it. This is a phrase you use when someone does something just before you were about to do the same thing. They got there first. They were faster than you. For example, I was just reaching for my wallet to pay for everyone's coffee when Mark pulled out his credit card and handed it to the cashier. "Oh, you beat me to it," I said with a smile. I had wanted to treat everyone, but Mark was quicker and paid before I could. Here's another one. Sandra had been planning to ask her boss about working from home on Fridays. But when she walked into the office Monday morning, her coworker Jake said he'd just gotten approval for the exact same schedule. "You beat me to it," Sandra laughed. "I was going to ask for the same thing today." Number 8. I don't fit in here. This is a sentence that means you feel like you don't belong somewhere. You feel different from everyone else, like you're not part of the group or the environment. For example, after 2 months at the prestigious law firm, Kevin realized, "I don't fit in here." Everyone else wore expensive suits, talked about their country club memberships, and spent weekends on their yachts. Kevin came from a small town, liked camping and hiking, and felt fake trying to be someone he wasn't. Here's another one. At the advanced yoga class, Emma looked around at everyone doing perfect handstands and complicated poses. "I don't fit in here," she thought to herself as she struggled with basic positions. Everyone seemed so flexible and graceful while she felt clumsy and stiff. She decided to find a beginner's class where she'd feel more comfortable. Number 9. That's all there is to it. This is a phrase that means something is simple and there's nothing more to explain. You've covered everything. It's not complicated. End of story. For example, when teaching his daughter to make scrambled eggs, Dad said, "Just crack 3 eggs, add a splash of milk, stir them in the pan over medium heat until they're fluffy, and that's all there is to it." He wanted her to know that cooking eggs isn't hard or complicated once you know the basic steps. Here's another one. The instructor explained how to use the new coffee machine at work. "Put the pot in here, press the green button, wait 30 seconds, and your coffee is ready." That's all there is to it. Several employees had been worried the fancy machine would be complicated, but it turned out to be super simple. Number 10. The offer still stands. This is a phrase that means a proposal or opportunity you gave someone before is still available. They can still accept it even though some time has passed. For example, 3 months ago, Robert offered to help his sister paint her apartment whenever she was ready. She was too busy with work back then, but now she has a free weekend. Robert reminded her, "Hey, the offer still stands if you want help painting this Saturday. I'm free all day." Here's another one. Last year, the company offered Michelle a position in their Paris office, but she couldn't move because her kids were still in school. Yesterday, her manager called and said, "Just so you know, the offer still stands. We'd love to have you in Paris whenever you're ready to relocate." Well, that's our 10 expressions for today. I hope these phrases help you sound more natural when you're speaking English. Remember to practice using them in your own conversations. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this lesson, please like this video, share it with your friends, and leave a comment telling me which expression was your favorite. And don't forget to subscribe because we post new videos every single day. See you tomorrow!